Hello guys, and welcome to round number 8 of AOR here with the lads of F6 around the circuit of Paul Ricard here at the French Grand Prix. Now this is the first time that we're going to see a league race around this circuit, as we had a little yellow flag pop up, but this is going to be the first time that we're going to see a league race around this circuit. First time in AOR, first time in any league race at all. And well, way to start it. Intermediate conditions. It is quite wet out there, so it'll be interesting to see who's going to be doing what times. Obviously in the dry is a bog standard one stop. The super softs to the softs appears to be the better strategy, but you can do ultras to softs. But you know, it's raining in qualifying, it could be raining in the race. I mean, we had an absolutely fantastic race last week at the Canadian Grand Prix with last week's winner Jacob, who gets a little bit out of shape. 15 corners around this track. I'm expecting qualifying times to be in the... Well, we're going to see what kind of times they're going to put in first, but I think probably a very high 130s would be the way to go. But, you know, you never know. Conditions, they could play a massive factor, and we could end up with 140s. So we're just going to see what these guys can do, as I even set to 145, so I'm already miles off my prediction. Not very good for me. Not very good for me at all. We're going to see what these guys are going to be able to do. This track is a very tricky one, especially with no racing line on. You never know which corner you're actually going to be taking. There's a load of runoffs, and spotting your braking points as well is going to be key around here, as Don Silva pops in a 44.5. So he has been putting some time in, as we got the Mercedes getting out of the way of SJH and the Red Bull, as he's on an absolute flyer, I think. So let's get the lap delta up. Let's see what's happening. Everyone's out on track at the moment. Probably filled up some extra fuel just to set a few consecutive runs, get their times going. As SJ is apparently 9 tenths up. I'm not sure if that's 9 tenths up on Don Silva, or whether he had a lap that was invalidated that he's 9 tenths up on. But James pops in with a 143.8. The track is getting faster, I think, lads. So this could be interesting. We might actually be close to my prediction. How about that? As SJ comes around the final corner, run to the line. It's a 44.9. I think he did lose a little bit of time in our final sector, but at the moment we got a McLaren 1-2, a front row lockout for the lads. Don Silva at the moment sitting nice in third. SJ 4, 5 and 5th. Baba in 6th. Nas in 7th, Rich in 8th. The new driver, Messi K23, in the other Mercedes, so we're going to be seeing what he can do. Sneaky Ninja yet to set a lap time. Same with Sloshy, same with B Morgan, as who was that who just set a time? I believe it was Jacob who just set a time. That gets him up into 8th place, but Dale on his outlap, B Morgan, and who was that? Oh, it was Sneaky Ninja. Sneaky Ninja all the way up to 3rd place. Brilliant lap time from Sneaky Ninja as we got a yellow flag in sector 2, Ivor. I think it might have been for Jacob. As we got Sloshy popping in a 142.6 on it like a car bonnet. Apologies for my voice, but it was a little bit cracked up. But Jacob apparently is over a second quicker in the 2nd sector. So this could be a very decent lap from Jacob. If he keeps it all together for the final sector, it'll be very decent. This corner can catch some people out. As Bullet has retired from the session. And Jacob goes second with a 43.2. So it was a very good lap from Jacob. Don actually improves as well. I actually missed that. I was too busy sharing the stream out. So my apologies, people. We got a yellow flag in sector 1. We're going to see who's going quicker. We got Jacob going off circuit. Nas is all the way up into 3rd, so a good lap from Nas. SJ gets up into 4th, good lap from him. Baba gets up into 5th. James goes back out on an out lap. Don Silva, what's he going to do? Is that an improvement? No, it's not. He's still in 7th at the moment. Sneaky Ninja. Apparently he's 8 tenths up, so we're going to see where he's going to come out to. As Dale is still in the pits yet to set a lap time. But let's go back to see what Sneaky Ninja does. And he gets him up to 2nd place. A good lap from Sneaky Ninja in that Renault. Very good lap. Obviously the intermediate conditions is going to be tricky for these guys, but the track appears to be getting faster as Baba's coming over to the... Oh, he's going into the pits. Into the pits goes Baba. As the McLaren of James starts a new flying lap. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Probably someone just getting out of the way as Ivan pulls into the pits. We've got B. Morgan in the pits. Rich is out on track. Messi, the newcomer to the league. What's he saying in 10th place at the moment? Is this going to be an improvement? I'm not sure. Nah, it's nowhere near an improvement. Nowhere near, but he might just be setting himself up. You see he's on no ERS, so definitely setting himself up. As here goes on Silva, who does improve by 3 tenths to get up to P6. So a decent lap from Don Silva. He's going to be looking for more though. And I think Sneaky Ninja is just having a cool down lap, getting ready to go again. Oh, nope, he's coming into the pits. As Ivan's gambled for the ultras. Oh, nope. Nope. I did see that correctly. It did say Ivan on the ultras, and I'm not blind. I did see that. The 15 corners is going to be tricky to get through turns 1 and 2, especially if we watch the real life Grand Prix. Absolute carnage in the first 2 corners. But here we go, we got the Red Bulls working in tandem, Jacob and SJ. Might be using a bit of slipstream tactics by here. We're going to see how well that works out for him. We got Don Silva, who is a 10th up on his time at the moment. This could get him up into P5 if he strings together a good final sector. He could be up there. And he does improve by just under a 10th. That does get him up into 5th place. At the moment we got Sloshy and Sneaky Ninja and Nas in the pits. Jacob and SJ are out on track. I wonder if the track is drying out. I mean, I don't think it's going to be dry enough to chuck on a set of the dry compound tyres to go for a better lap, but you never know. As Ivan is out on track, Dale's out on track. Let's see what Dale's saying. No, he's only just started a lap. Don Silva coming through the final sectors. We got a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. That's behind him. Not sure if Don Silva is up on his time, but he is still going for it. Hot lap mode enabled on the ERS. Here goes Don Silva. He gets him up into 2nd place. A good lap from Don Silva. It's a Renault 2-3. And I think Sloshy is feeling the pressure because he has just come out of the pits. But Don Silva absolutely on it. All he's got to do is find a little bit more time. As everyone is out on tracks at the moment, apart from Bullet, who retired earlier in the session. This could be interesting if we get a little bit of rain in the race. But here comes Dale across the line. What's he going to do? It's a 44.1. I'm not going to lie. I was expecting Dale to be in the mid 43s here. But, you know, he might have just been holding off a little bit. But we're going to see what he's going to be able to do. Bullet has now been pushed down into 10th place. Obviously, if it's a dry race, everyone's got free choice of tyre compound. As B. Morgan has retired, he is going to be starting from the back of the grid. The newcomer, Messi, in 12th at the moment, looking to make a good first impression here for all of us. Let's go on TV. Pardon, let's see. Very tentative. as DRS has been enabled. So it might have been worth someone chucking on a set of the dry compound tyres. Baba finishes in 8th for the time being. Don Silva's come into the pits. He's not going to take any more parts in the session. What is Sloshy saying as he comes through the final sector, right in the curb a little bit? Now this will be a overtaking zone through the chicane. For the chicane of turn 8 and 9. So SJ is finished, Rich is finished, Baba's finished, anyone else, you know, Jacob has retired. Can Nas challenge pole position? Can I even challenge pole position? Let's find out. As we go across the line, goes Nas, and it's going to be 5th. 5th for Nas, unless Ivan can get up there. And he does, he gets up to P3. And I think that is the end of the session, because Sloshy, yep, Sloshy is just having a little bit of fun there when he realised that he was on pole position. So there is your pole sitter. The Sauber Sloshy. The Alfa Romeo Sauber. Let's go through the results. So we got Sloshy on pole position, Don Silva starting alongside on the front row, Ivan 3rd, Sneaky Ninja 4th, Jacob 5th, Nas 6th, SJH 7th, Rich in 8th, Baba in 9th, James all the way down in 10th, Dale in 11th, Bullet in 12th, Messi the new boy in 13th, B Morgan in 14th. And that is the grid. So now we're going to see whether we're going to get a dry race, whether we're going to get an intermediate condition race, or maybe we might get a little bit of mixed conditions like what we had in Canada. Because if you guys watched the Canadian Grand Prix from last week, it was an absolute stunner of a race. It was absolutely fantastic. Hopefully we get treated to the same kind of race here. As we see, it is dry at the moment, so it'll be interesting who's going to go on the ultras, who's going to go on the softs, and who's going to go on the supers. We're about to find out. As I just looked at the chat of the stream, and I have just been informed rain is forecast towards the end of the race. So this is going to be interesting. Does that mean we're going to see a lot of people on the soft tyre trying to stretch it out? Let's have a look here while everyone is on the... Oh, no one's gone for the soft tyre. Interesting. Oh, no, Bullet has. Bullet is the only one who has gambled on the soft tyre. Everyone else, apart from the 2 Renaults and the Ferrari of Ivan, is on the super soft compound. Apologies. But everyone now is coming around, doing their formation laps, getting their tyres warmed up. This might be a little bit tricky for Sloshy off the initial getaway. Those ultra soft tyres will heat up better than the supers, and they will get off the line quicker than the supers as well. those ultra soft tyres. You can stretch them to about lap 6, lap 7, I'd say, before you want to chuck on the set of the soft tyres to go to the end. But, you know, basically after like 4 or 5 laps, they're going to start wearing out, and the supers will be the faster compound to be on. So, can Don Silva, Ivan, and Sneaky Ninja get past Sloshy quickly to pull a gap? I don't know. We're going to find out. Another thing to point out, Bullet starting on the hardest of the 3 compounds. He's going to be struggling off the line. He might drop back to last place, but if he just keeps it clean, stays out of trouble, he can move forward in this race. So we're going to see if he can make that strategy work. He did say rain towards the end of the race. It's what he's going for. He's predicting not stopping at all until the race. So, until the rain, sorry, not the race. He's predicting a 1 stop from the softs to the inters for his race. So we're going to see. As we're going to go now to 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go for the French Grand Prix round number 8 of AOR here in F6. As Sloshy gets off the line very well. Ivan side by side with Don Silva. He gets past him into turn 1. As we got Jacob and the Renaults having a bit of a ding dong. It's a checkerboard situation right now. Renault, Red Bull, Renault, Red Bull. As we got James making some moves as well, getting past one Williams car, trying to get past the other of Rich. So we're going to see what's going on by here. Everyone's a little bit close, but it appears that everyone has got through cleanly so far, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, the new guy, the new man, Messi, all the way down in last place. And we got SJ getting past Sneaky Ninja. Will Sneaky Ninja be able to come back at him? He is on the faster compound tyre. But I think he's under pressure from Rich, who might send one down the inside. Ooh, that's close. And here goes the McLaren around the outside. The McLaren around the outside of the Williams. Great stuff. And he's going to have a little look at the Renault as well. But it doesn't work out too well for him. James at the moment stays put in 6th place. Sneaky Ninja is under pressure. As we got Jacob, last week's race winner, right behind the Renault of Don Silva. As we got Ivan and Sloshy at the moment, 2.5 seconds up the road from this fight. Is Jacob going to make a move down into turn 8? As James does get past Sneaky Ninja. B. Morgan gets past Bullet as well. And the Toro Rosso climbing up a couple of places. In fact, let's have a look at the positions and see who's won and who's lost out. So Nas at the moment is the biggest loser of lap 1, dropping 6 positions. And B. Morgan and James both gaining 4 positions respectively. So it's been a good start for the McLaren lad and the Toro Rosso lad. And it's been a shocker for Mercedes. Jacob does get past Don Silva. They're side by side. I think Jacob might have it done, but no, Don Silva's going to hang it around the outside. Absolutely brilliant racing going on. They're still side by side. SJ is literally right on the back of him, thinking, I'll have me some of this. Give me the opportunity, lads. But Jacob does get past Don Silva. And now Don Silva is going to be under pressure from the Red Bull and the McLaren, who was closed up. As here we go, we start lap 3. DRS will be enabled this lap. Jacob could be a sitting duck. He could very well be a sitting duck on a run down to turn 8. The hairpin, the chicane at turn 8 and 9. He could be an absolute sitting duck. But Jacob's actually, he's got away a little bit in the first sector. This could be pretty decent for Jacob. He needed a good first sector. But here they come, DRS wide open. Not close enough to make a move, but it could be on through turn 10 and 11. As Nas gets past Bullet for P11. So the Mercedes driver, after that terrible start, is starting to come back. But I believe Bullet is still side by side, and Nas has retired. Nas has retired. Unbelievable. And Bullet has dropped down to last. Let's see if he's got any... Oh. There was a cluster. An absolute cluster as B. Morgan does get past Baba for P9, and he could have a little look at the other Williams of Rich. Now, I know B. Morgan very well. I did race against him last season in AOR, in the F7 League. So, you know, I know he's a hard racer. We had an epic battle in Japan. So it's good to see B. Morgan making some moves. He hasn't had the best of luck so far this season, but hopefully he keeps it good and clean. As here goes the Red Bull of SJ against Don Silva. He's going to have to move down a nice little lock-up from James behind, I think that was. Yes, it was. James behind with the lock-up as Dale gets past Baba for P10. So Dale is now up into the points. But I do not know what happened with Nas. I don't know if he came together with his teammate and Bullet, because both Bullet and Messi have lost a lot of time. As Don Silva does pick up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I can only assume that's for track ascending. Very, very easy to do on this track, as Jacob just showed right there. As Sneaky Ninjas, oh, he's gone into the pits. Sneaky Ninja has ducked into the pits after 5 laps. And Rich gets a 3-second time penalty. That is not good for Rich at the moment. It's all very close as James goes around. Oh, a little bit of a touch. Little bit of a touch from the Renault to the McLaren driver. Come on, lads. Keep it clean. Can Don Silva come back with DRS? Let's find out. They're on the run down to turn 8. Not close enough, but he's going to be right on the back of him. Let's see if he can get a good run going into turn 10 and through turn 11. He's in the slipstream. He hasn't pulled out to go down the inside or anything yet. So let's see. He seems to have carried the speed well through turn 10. Around turn 11. The never-ending corner, as I like to call it. But James in that McLaren, he is on it like a car bonnet today. Closing up to SJ for 4th. I mean, it was a great qualifying performance on both of the Renaults, but I think it's just the dry. They're just not quicker than these guys in the dry. As you can see, the gap that James and SJ have already got to Don Silva. This is the closest battle on track at the moment, so we're going to stick with it, because James is going to have DRS, and we've got this lovely overhead view from the chopper cam. As here goes James to the inside. Lovely stuff as he gets it done. Up into P4. Now can James pull away, because SJ is going to be right back in our slipstream. As Jacob has actually been closing down on Ivor, and I think his ultra soft tyres are starting to go off. He's got to come into the pits now. Yes, he does. He's into the pits. As Ivan gets a 5-second stop-go penalty, speeding in the pit lane. That is not good for Ivan. And apparently he's chucked on another set of ultra softs. It's not the kind of call I'd make. And Don Silva chucking on a set of super soft tyres. But Ivan chucking on a second set of ultra softs. That's a bold call. It's a bold call, but he's come out and he is side by side scrapping straight away with the new boy. Messi in the Mercedes, who will want to keep that position, but I think the experience of Ivan has just paid dividends right there. So James right now, he has been able to pull a bit of a gap to SJ. And Rich gets promoted into 5th. B. Morgan gets promoted up into 6th. Dale into 7th. Baba in 8th. And Bullet on those soft tyres. He's up into 9th now. But still, we gotta find out what happened to Nas. Nas, if you're in the stream, let us know what happened, mate. But on those ultra soft tyres, Ivan is going to be flying. But if the rain doesn't come until the end of the race, he's going to be committing to a free stop. Whereas there's possibility Bullet could do a 1 stop. And some of these guys could be doing, well, they'll be doing 2 stops if the rain does come towards the end of the race. But Ivan appears to be committing to a free stop by here. As we got Nas leaving the session, unfortunately. Race over for the Mercedes driver. Ivan does get up into P9. Easy pickings, 2 compound softer tyres and a lot fresher. Now Ivan's got a 7-second gap just under to catch up to Baba. So we'll keep an eye on his progress. We got any close battles going on track at the moment? Joe, we'll stick with well, I was going to say we'll stick with that one, but it appears Baba is closing in on Dale, so we're going to stick with this one. Let's go into TV pod mode. Sorry guys, I have a little drink. As Dale gets a 3-second time penalty, and we just saw why. Little bit of a track extending from Dale. As he goes wide again, that's not going to help Dale now. This could be it. 3-second time penalty for Jacob, but this is what we're looking at. DRS wide open. He's not close enough to make a move on Dale just yet, but he's going to stick behind him. As James is actually right on the back of Jacob. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a fight for P2 on the grid right now. But Sloshy is leading the way and he appears to be very comfortable right now. 14.3 seconds ahead of this little fight for second place. Between the Red Bull of Jacob, gets a little bit out of shape there. The change of direction a little bit too much for him. And James in the McLaren. James moving around. He had a little look down the inside, didn't he? He had a little bit of a look, but he might be waiting for the run down to turn 8 once again. And Baba is getting close as well to Dale. Is this going to be a move into turn 1? Nope, not quite yet. Let's get back to this fight, because DRS is going to be used right now. Let's see. Will James get past into turn 8, into the chicane? Jacob goes defensive to the inside. He's going to have to go the long way round. And he does. Beautiful overtake from James. Nothing Jacob could do there, unfortunately. He did everything right, but the overspeed was just a little bit too much for him. Now let's go to this little scrap by here for P7. Dale is pressurized by Baba. Baba's having a little bit of a look, but he's not making any moves. And Ivan on those ultra soft tyres is closing in on the pair of them. But I do think that Ivan made a mistake by chucking on another set of ultra soft tyres. I mean, it doesn't seem logical to me. But Jacob could be still within DRS range, as he's just dipped out of the second. If he can get a good run through these corners, James could just get clear. And I think he does. Yep, Jacob doesn't have DRS to help him. As there we go, Ivan now is starting to cut his way through these guys. He gets past Baba. And now we're going to see... Here he goes, DRS wide open. He's going to get past Dale as well. On the run down to the chicane. And he does get past. Now is that going to invite Baba in? Is Baba going to get past? Nope, he got a 3-second time penalty. As the Renaults, who at one point were towards the front of the grid, they've had a quiet, they've had a bit of a quiet second stint so far. They're down in 11th and 13th. Had a bit of a quiet one, as the Renault lads. But now Ivan has been released to go chasing after B. Morgan. We got Rich up in 5th. I think Ivan's going to need to pit again before he gets anywhere near to where he was. As Baba does get past Dale. Here he goes into turn 1. Lovely stuff. Baba up into P8. But going back to Ivan, yo, he's been on those ultra soft tyres for 5 laps now. I think he's going to be able to take him 2, maybe 3 more laps, and then he'll have to pit again. But the thing is, these guys on the super soft tyres, they're going to be coming towards the end of the super soft tyre performance life. So, I mean, it just seems like Ivan's just giving away track position. We got any close battles going on right now? Yes, we have. The battle for P12. Sneaky Ninja versus Messi, and Messi does squeeze Sneaky Ninja off the track. Very harsh defensive driving, but they're still side by side. Sneaky Ninja does get past though. And I think that is going to be the end of that little scrap. Now, we got told that there would be rain at the end of the race, so let's have a little look in the clouds and see what they're saying. Well, we do see a few dark clouds above, as you got some guys now making their first pit stops. Here comes SJ onto a set of soft tyres. Easily going to be able to go to the end of the race if the rain does not come. And Dale chucking on a set of ultra soft tyres. Ladies and gentlemen, it's raining. I can see a few droplets of rain. Ladies and gentlemen, it has just started raining. So we were told that it would be rain at the end of the race. Ladies and gentlemen, it has come halfway through the race. So the guys like Sloshy, Hammers, Jacob, Rich, B. Morgan, Baba and Bullet have chosen the correct strategy. Ivan, unfortunately, he's made an extra pit stop. He could be 20 seconds up the road if he decided to start on the super soft tyres. But yep, it is raining now, lads. We got a race on our hands. Who's going to be able to handle these changeable conditions? Did someone say dry tyres, wet track? I mean, Sloshy's got to be loving this at the moment. He has got a 13.8 second gap to Hammers in second. And it's just started raining. And he got pole position in intermediate conditions. He is going to be loving life right now. Jacob appears to be struggling a little bit to keep up with Hammers. And we got B. Morgan actually doing fantastic considering the season that he's had so far. Up into P5. But that Ferrari right on the back of him, Ivan. Is he going to be making a move anytime soon? As they make contact, oh no! They've both been dragged off. B. Morgan and Ivan have just made contact. I think B. Morgan might have just lost the back end and just the little bit of a snap. And Sloshy has come into the pits for a set of soft tyres. What are you doing? Sloshy has just thrown away the race lead. Sloshy is raining, lad. And B. Morgan comes into the pits along with Ivan. Let's see what tyres they're going to be chucking on. It's going to be the dry compound. Oh no, Inters. Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing a set of Inters come on from Ivan and B. Morgan. But Sloshy has just given away the race lead by chucking on a set of soft tyres. What was he thinking? I've seen some strategy blunders before, but that is going to be a difficult one to explain. But let's just see what these Inters are going to be able to do compared to the dry compound tyres. I do think the dry tyres are faster at this moment in time, but I mean, if I was on dry tyres at the moment, I'd be trying to stretch it out just a little bit longer. Dale does get past B. Morgan. Dale on the ultra sauce, B. Morgan on the intermediates. So it is still dry enough for the dry compound tyres as James comes into the pits, Jacob comes into the pits. Sloshy now inherits the race lead. But is this going to be for intermediates? I think it will be. Dale has retired from the session. What has gone on with Dale? Oh, I think he's lost it. He's lost it. And crashed into the wall. So now we got changeable conditions. We got intermediates. We got dry compound tyres. Who's going to be able to handle the situation? I think it is bang on that crossover period. I think Sloshy's got to pit this lap. He has to pit. And B. Morgan is out in 9th place at the moment, but Sneaky Ninja, Don Silver, Baba, Bullet and Sloshy will have to pit. I don't think he's going to be anywhere near Sloshy, but Sloshy's going to have to pit soon. Although it is taking a little bit of time for... Oh, here we go, McLaren versus McLaren. Is Bullet, he's just going to make it easy for him. I think Bullet's just going to move over. DRS has been disabled. That is the cue, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to jump on to the intermediate tyres. We could be in for an absolute ding-dong battle because I do believe Sloshy is going to come out behind James. He might even come out behind Jacob. I'm not sure. But Bullet's going to have to go in. Jacob has just got past Don Silver. He's just got past Baba as well. Yes, the intermediates are the tyre of choice right now. So there is Sloshy. James is going to get past him. Where's Jacob? Is Jacob going to get past him? I think he is. Yes. Oh, it's going to be very close, but Jacob just gets ahead of Sloshy. So Jacob does get P2. Where's B. Morgan? Is he going to get any positions? As he gets up to 5th. So B. Morgan actually pitting a little bit early, does get up to 5th. Ivan, who was right behind him, is all the way down in 9th place. Obviously, they had a bit of a little bit of a touch now through the long left-hander of turn 11, I believe it was. But as Baba's on the soft tyres as well. What's Baba doing? Baba! His intermediate conditions, mate. I think Baba might have just made a mistake by chucking on another set of dry tyres. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a race on our hands right now. Sloshy has thrown away the lead of the race. He had a 13-second gap to James and he pitted for a set of soft tyres when it was raining. Now Sloshy is down in 3rd place. He's got Jacob to get past. He's got James to get past. But he is right on the back of that Red Bull. So here we go, Red Bull versus Sauber. Sloshy versus Jacob. No DRS, and there's a 3-second time penalty for James now. That is not what he wants. The gap is only 3.5 seconds. I do believe Jacob's got a penalty as well. I'm not sure if Sloshy has, but I know Jacob has. But the battle for the victory, the battle for the podiums. Where do you want to stand, lads? Where to on the podiums? We're about to find out. As we're on lap 18 or 27. Sloshy just keeping it behind Jacob for the time being. Oh, look at that ERS advantage as Sloshy's got 78% on the battery. Jacob's only got 27, 29. And James only got 40. As we got Messi get... Barber's chucked on a set of the wet tyres. I don't think it's not that wet. Barber, what are you doing? Maybe he knows something that we don't know, but it doesn't appear to be that wet to warrant the wet weather tyres. It doesn't appear to be that wet for the full wet tyres, but we don't know. We don't know what the strategy was saying. We don't know whether it was 3 icons of rain or whether it was just one to the end of the race, but we're going to see what happens. Actually, it does appear to be getting a little bit heavier. The rain does appear to be getting a little bit heavier, but I think it is still intermediate conditions for the time being. But if it does change to full wet, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be treated to some more strategy. And that's what we like to see. We like to see races competed with strategy. We want to see battles. We want to see strategic driving. As Bullet is over the back of B Morgan for P5. So this could be an interesting fight. Bullet, who started on the soft tyres. He got himself up, and as he made that move stick, yes he does, and that's a very close from B Morgan. He's lucky he hasn't lost any front wing there. Sloshy appears to just be holding that gap. He's just holding that gap at the moment. I think he knows that Jacob has a penalty. As Baba gets out of the way of these guys, at least I think it was Baba. Yeah, it was definitely Baba. A Slosh. I don't know what Sloshy just done there. I think he might have got tangled up with a back marker. Or maybe he just lost the back end, but either way, he has lost a load of time to Jacob. That is not what Oh, he's gone for a spin. Sloshy has lost control. He's sliding around all over the place. Is this a sign? I mean, the rain is coming down now. Let's go on to TV camera and have a look. The rain is definitely coming down a bit now, but I still don't think it's wet tyres. I think it is still inters, but it is getting close. Conditions are very tricky, but Sloshy has lost a load of time right now. I honestly don't think he's going to be in the hunt for the victory now. Although Sloshy could still be You know, he could have been 13 seconds better off. He could have been. But he threw the lead of the race away by pitting onto a set of soft tyres when it started raining. Yeah, that back end is sliding about now. As B. Morgan gets a 3-second time penalty. Yep, the back end is stepping out on a lot of these guys' car. Wonder how... Oh, Baba's in the wall. What's Baba doing? Baba's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. I mean, I hope his car actually ghosts. I hope his car ghosts, but yeah, I mean, I wanted to see how Baba was getting on with the wet tyres, but I think he just gave up. I mean, B. Morgan is now under pressure from SJH, who is under a second behind him. This is the closest battle we have on track, so we're going to stick with it. B. Morgan in the Toro Rosso versus the sister team, SJH in the Red Bull. As we're on lap 22 of 27. So not long to go. Are these guys going to be able to brave it out? We've lost 3 drivers as Jacob gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help him. He was just within 3 seconds of James as well. That is not good for Jacob that he's now got another penalty. I mean, you can just see there Jacob in the background trying to catch up as Ivor gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's have a look at how many stops everyone's made. You see, Sloshy threw away the race lead by making a stop onto the dry tyres. I mean, for Don Silva, Ivan and Sneaky Ninja, they had to make a stop onto the dry tyres because they started on the ultras. But Ivan went for 2 sets of ultra soft tyres, which it turned out it wasn't as bad as my initial thought about it, but it was kind of a wise strategy, and I think SJ and Messi have done the same thing as Sloshy. They pitted too early and they went on to the dry compound tyres for their first pit stop, which isn't the way to go. Now this is going to be interesting. I just seen ahead there. That is the back marker car. That is the Mercedes, I believe. I believe that was the Mercedes of Messi. The back markers could play a role right here. Hopefully Messi just gets out of the way. You know, he's had a pretty decent first outing here in F6, so there's no need for him to get tangled up. I mean, we still don't know what happened with him, Nas and Bullet earlier on in the race. I mean, I think the 3 of them just tripped over each other. Nas unfortunately retired. Dale lost the back end and crashed into the wall during the crossover period from the dries to the intermediates. And Baba, I think Baba just gave up. Jacob gets another 3-second time penalty. I think that might be the nail in the coffin, mate. I think that might have just done Jacob over. But here we go. The battle for 6th is heating up once again. And Don Silva is not too far behind. This could be a three-way scrap for 6th place. As you've just seen that little flash of yellow in the background. The little flash of that Renault. Closing in on these two. As Baba has left the session. Unfortunate for Baba. I don't know. I think he just gave up and he chucked on the wet tyres. Don Silva gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to help Don Silva out. It will be interesting to find out how many penalties everyone's got. Because Jacob is catching. And speaking of someone catching, here goes Bullet on Rich for P4. There he goes down the inside, around the outside. Can Bullet make it work? Yes, he does. Bullet are now up into P4. Will Rich have another pop at him? No, I think Bullet has just managed to get himself a little bit clear. But let's have a look and see what's going on by here. That Toro Rosso of B. Morgan trying to get away from the Red Bull and the Renault. And Rich, you know, he might be losing a bit of pace here, but he might be falling back. They're taken out by Bullet. Is that you, Nas? Just commented in the stream. I am keeping it open for you guys to communicate. But we got an epic battle right now for 6th between the Toro Rosso, Red Bull and the Renault. Ah yes, it is Nas. Well, I didn't see what happened, unfortunately. Nas, I didn't catch you on stream, but if you recorded your POV, it might be something you might have to show to the stewards, as B. Morgan is closing in on Rich. This could be a 4-way scrap for P5. A Sneaky Ninja gets another 3-second time penalty. However, I think Sneaky Ninja is safe from the new boy, Messi. I think he is safe from him. Let's see if Don Silva can get past SJ. He doesn't make no move at the moment, but he is getting very close. He's having a little look. I think at some point Don Silva is going to have to, you know, lick the stamp and send that letter, send it through. He's going to have to go for it. As Ivan, what could have been for him? 2 sets of ultra soft tyres. I mean, what could have been for Sloshy? Leading the race by almost 14 seconds. Threw it away by pitting when it was raining onto a second set of dry compound tyres. Completely handed the race to James. I mean, Jacob is closing in on James. We might, you know, the penalties could play a part. But I'm not sure. I think James has less penalties than Jacob, so we'll see. But this is the battle right now for 5th place. B. Morgan all over the back of Rich. As I said earlier, you know, I mean, I want to see B Morgan do good. Raced against him last year in F7 last season. So I know he's a tough driver to race against, and it would be great to see him get P5 year after the start of the season that B Morgan has had. But he is closing in on Rich. Don Silva is closing in on SJ. And Jacob, he's within a second now of James. As we come on to the final lap of the race. This is going to be interesting. Jacob and James using quite a lot of ERS. And we still got that back marker just up the road. And Jacob is closing in. I don't think he's going to send a dive from back there. And Don Silva gets past SJH, but we're keeping on this battle right now. Between these two, B Morgan has dropped off from Rich, so I think Rich will be keeping P5 for the time being. But is Jacob going to send it? No, he's going to stick behind. Oh, and that's a little bit of a tank slapper on the back end for Jacob, but there, a little bit of a drift from him. As SJH gets a 5-second stop-go penalty for corner cutting. That is not going to be great. Not going to be great, but here we go. James crosses the line in first place. Jacob will come second. Sloshy, what could have been, leading the race by 13 seconds. Pitted for a second set of dry tyres. And unfortunately, it threw away what would have been an easy victory for him. And Bullet, who started on the soft tyres. A good drive from the McLaren driver. However, there appears to be some controversy with him and Nas. That would be something for the stewards to look at a later point. Rich in 5th. B Morgan does come through for 6th place. Good drive from B Morgan. Great for him to get some decent points on the board. Don Silva in 7th. SJ in 8th. Ivan all the way down in 9th. And here goes Sneaky Ninja with a little bit of a shake, rattle and roll across the line. And the newcomer, yo, fair play, right? We'll give it to Messi, yo. He's new to the league. But he's kept out of trouble. Apart from earlier on, he got caught up in whatever happened with Bullet and Nas. But apart from that, I think strategy played a part for him as well. But he stayed out of trouble. So we'll give it to him as he comes through the final couple of corners. I will say, however, my driver of the day it's got to be James. It's got to be James, the race winner. Climbing up from 9th on the grid, I believe it was. 9th or 10th to get the victory. So James is definitely my driver of the day. However, I will give a special shout out to B Morgan for some great driving. He got up into a decent position. I will also say that while there's still a little bit of controversy with Bullet and Nas, Bullet's drive was brilliant. His tactics absolutely spot on. Great strategy from Bullet as well. So obviously, driver of the day for me is James. who wins the race. Hammers in first, Jacob second, Sloshy third, Bullet fourth, Rich fifth, B Morgan in sixth, Don Silver seventh, SJ in eighth, ninth is Ivan, 10th Sneaky Ninja, 11th Messi, and then we got the non-finishers of Dale, Nas and Baba. As Hammers, I do believe that is his first victory as well in this league, so we're going to give him a congratulations. Yep, he came up from P10 on the grid. So fantastic to see Hammers up on that top step. Fantastic racing with Jacob early on. Unfortunately, we wasn't treated to a Hammers versus Sloshy fight, but Sloshy did just completely ruin his own strategy. So we'll send an invite out to our race winner. And our race winner has joined us. Congratulations, Hammers. Brilliant drive.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was a great race.
I'm not going to lie, but the way you was cutting through the field at the start of the race, it was impressive. It was impressive. But we was unfortunately not treated to a great scrap between you and Sloshy. I don't know if you noticed, but he pitted for a second set of dry tyres when it started raining.
Yeah, that's right. It's bad luck from Sloshy, but yeah. My Jeff says it's gonna rain, so yeah. I took the inters and it started to rain, so yeah, it's a very good strategy.
Obviously, towards the end of the race, we saw a bit of a scrap between you and Jacob for what could have been the race victory, but obviously I knew at the time that with the penalty difference, but you don't know at the time, was you a little bit nervous towards the end?
Yeah, it was, my tires were gone at the end, so I've not a really good pace at the moment, but yeah. I knew he had 12 seconds time penalty and I got 6, so yeah, I knew I will win.
Also, is that your first victory of the season so far?
Yeah, it's my first podium of the season and a win.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we like to see. You know, we like to see new winners up on the top step of the podium, especially when they choose the correct strategy. Sorry, Sloshy, but the strategy kind of fell forward for you today. Now, I don't know if you had any problems with any of the corners whatsoever, but there was a lot of warnings and penalties going out. Was there any corners in particular that were catching you out?
No, yeah, every corner was difficult in the rain, but yeah, when you have good concentration, you can get every corner very good. So yeah.
Right. Well, I did put the vote in, but you are my driver of the day as well for that impressive driving after the start and just managing the race as soon as you got into the lead. Congratulations on your first victory here in AOR. Next week, I think Austria. What's your pace like around there?
Yeah, I drove Tuesday at 139 in Austria. But yeah, thank you. I'm your driver today.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our race winner, driver of the day, James. 25 points in the bag. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you for joining me, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's have a little look, see if we can get Sloshy in there. But once again, big round of applause to James. His first time up on the podium, and he's on the top step. 25 points in the bag. Great for his championship campaign. We send Sloshy an invite. I mean, we gotta find out what happened. Is Sloshy still online? Right, Sloshy, he doesn't want to join. Understandable. Understandable. I don't think Jacob did do the interviews either, so we tried to get him in last week. But either way, yo, congratulations to the podium. James on the top step, Jacob second, Sloshy in third. Congratulations to everyone who raced today. Yo, it was a tough race, especially in the changeable conditions. And hopefully, next week Austria. We've been treated to two changeable condition races on the trot, being Canada and here at the French Grand Prix. Next week Austria. Can we be treated to some changeable conditions there? You never know, but hopefully it will be just as exciting as this one and as Canada was. So thank you guys for joining me here today, and we shall catch you next week for round number 9 in AOR. Peace.